I am the Humble Seer.
Hello and welcome to the Humble Seer. So let's talk about demon possession. Because we see movies and we know the Catholic Church does exorcisms and things like that. And, you just see movies that have people that seem to be demon possessed. You have artists that seem to be, musicians and whatnot that seem to be demon possessed. And they have one persona on stage and another off. And, it's just, is it real? Is demon possession real? And, for some people, they think that some sort of entity comes in and takes over the body in demon possession. And to a large extent, that's what I get. It's like this, okay? You tell me if you think this is demon possessed. You meet somebody at work and their personality you see almost instantly is a little off-putting. But for some reason, some people might continue on a path of having a friendship with that person, even though they immediately saw them as, well, iffy. Like, why did you do that? Why are you saying that? That seems kind of mean, but you're still gravitating towards it. And you become a friend of theirs. And slowly but surely, you start to do what they were doing. The things that you felt were, well, iffy, that were mean, that were demonish. So did that person physically possess you, or did you take on their characteristics because maybe you were weaker than, and their pull was too strong, right? And they just do bad things innately. That's who they are. So that's just an example because, all right, let's pull a card. Let's pull a card on, for example, the movie The Exorcism. And we saw how somebody was levitating and their head was turning around and they were frothing at the mouth and this, that, and the other. Let's find out, let's pull a card on that movie and that depiction of what many would consider demon possessed. Okay? Let's get that card and see what the story is. Okay, now this is interesting, right? Because I know what this means. It might be a little like, people might think, you're just, you don't know. The King of Pentacles is about money. And what I get is that movie made money. And any other movie like it made money. Now, just because it made money doesn't mean it's on the realistic realm of things. It just means that it made a lot of money and it made people interested in the whole idea of exorcisms. But demon possessed, which is what an exorcism is, it's removing that possession. But the example that I used at the beginning of the reading or this video about a friend, somebody that you are drawn to, that you are now taking on their characteristics and the evil, wicked things that they're doing. You're doing. But the evil, wicked things that they're doing is just who they are innately. They were born that way, to be that type of person, just a cruel, mean person. Because there's plenty of people out there that are just born that way. And, you can have mind control and all of that, like Jeffrey Dahmer. But, we're just talking on a much lower scale. He was killing people. We're talking about just doing mean things, saying mean things. And just, I'm sure you've heard a family member or your mother say, that child is just demon possessed. It's innate to them as a child. So the King of Pentacles, back to my point, because I somewhat digressed there, but my point is that it was a moneymaker. And this card comes out and tells us that, because the King of Pentacles, they're proud of what they've accomplished. They've got their golden, stick. They've got a pinnacle, a huge pinnacle, and there's more that's in that house. because they figured out a way to draw people in to make them believe that people can actually levitate and froth at the mouth and turn their head, do a 360 with their head like an owl. And an owl doesn't even do a complete turn of the head. So it's difficult, right? Because in a sense, you might think that you're possessed, right? You might think that you are demon possessed, or somebody, not you, someone that or that person that I explained. Well, some of you might be, I don't know. I doubt it though. But the point is, you take on that role. I have to stop saying you because people will think I'm talking about you. So please don't think that I'm talking about you, because I doubt seriously that anybody that's watching or listening to this is demon possessed. I doubt it very seriously. Anyway, it is not what one might think, because I guarantee that you have never come across anybody who's frothed at the mouth, whose head turns a 360 or whatever, close to a complete turn. You don't know you don't know anybody, even a 180 degree turn. The point is, you have never encountered that, and you never will, because it's not to that extent. That is way blown out of proportion, okay? But it's the word possessed that people can get hung up on, right? It's the word itself, possessed. Oh my goodness. Those just flung out. So let's just add them to the story. We've got Wheel of Fortune, 5 of Cups. Because again, it can cause sadness. When you take on other people's personalities and you start doing things that they're doing, well, you become anxiety ridden, you become anxious, you become sad. Because but a weak person becomes demon possessed, we'll say, okay, as for purposes of this reading. We'll just go ahead and call it demon possessed, okay? And the Wheel of Fortune pops out, and the Wheel of Fortune is about achievement. It's desirable outcome. It's destiny. It's good outcome. And that's what that movie, The Exorcism, was. It was a desirable outcome. It made them money. It made them their Wheel of Fortune. And it continues to this day. That has a following. But back to the scenario that I created about you being around people that you take on their energy. You become the person that they are. You just hang around somebody. Even if you hang around somebody or you're in meetings every day with a person who's mean, who does mean stuff, some people are going to take on that persona. Some people are going to be possessed by that person's actions, and they're going to become a mini me of that demon-possessed person. You follow me? And they're going to get nothing but the 5 of Cups. Because the person that's possessed, like I say, is truly possessed, is demon-possessed. It's innate. They were born with that. They don't have the 5 of Cups because they're walking through life, just knocking crap over, messing up people's lives, floating around, being dark and mean and evil and wicked. You get what I'm saying? They don't get the 5 of Cups, but they give it all day long. And they give it to you or whomever is taking on their energy. So I guess the answer to the question is, can you be demon possessed? Yes. Yes, you can. Just based on what I said, right? Just based on the scenario that I created. Possessed, can mean that you are controlled by an evil spirit. But that evil spirit is that person that has managed to possess you and get you to do what they want you to do. So you're possessed by it. You're taken over by it. You're overcome by them. And that's a form of demonic possession. So does it exist? Yes. Did that movie create, a cult following and a belief system? Yes. I'm sure the Bible even speaks of possession. But it's a little over the top when you get like something entering into your body and taking full control of your body. It's just something that you take on based on the people that you surround yourself with. If you get into a gang is evil. A gang is bad. Gangs are demon possessed. And they have people within the gang who are innately evil, wicked demons that like to do bad things to people. And a lot of people that join gangs have an innocence. Some just gravitate towards evil and they like it. Others, not so much. But when they get into that, they are now possessed. They're controlled. They're taken over by that evilness. You follow me? So that's a way of looking at demon possession. And I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed. Please do consider liking, sharing, subscribing. Leave a comment below and tell me what you think about this reading. And if you like what I do, consider buying me a coffee, and that will be in the description box below. Until next time, as always, you take good care, and we'll talk again soon. Bye.